one last experiment that Jeff Williams is scheduled to take part in today is some time set aside to record some of his observations about life on board the station for the habitability experiment. The station is both the home and workplace for its crew members, so its cabin design and those of future spacecraft must balance comfort and efficiency. This experiment collects observations about the relationship between crew members and their environment on the space station, and those observations can help spacecraft designers understand how much habitable volume is required for crew members. And by comparing data gathered during the one-year mission with that gathered on 6-month missions, whether a mission's duration impacts how much space crew members need. Crew members are documenting their observations through a tablet application that allows them to record video specific tasks, perform tours of the space station for engineers to study, and complete questionnaires. For instance, today Williams was asked to spend about 10 minutes recording his thoughts about the difference in group dynamics between a 3-person crew and a 6-person crew. The results of the study will provide unique insights into daily life on board the station and should help us better prepare for long-duration space flights in the future. Coming up now on the end of today's Space Station Live, but of course you will want to stay tuned here to NASA TV at 11 a.m. Central for a look at other activities going on at NASA centers across the country in the NASA TV video file. That again is coming up at 11 a.m. Central, and this is Mission Control Houston.
I'm Ian Ziering, and you're watching NASA Television.
Good morning and welcome to Mission Control Houston and Space Station Live. There's a lot of activity going on today, both inside and outside of the International Space Station, as the 3 members of the Expedition 48 crew work through their experiments, maintenance, and housekeeping tasks. Those 3 members are Expedition 48 Commander Jeff Williams of NASA and Russian flight engineers Alexei Ovchinin and Oleg Skripochka. They all arrived at the station together in Soyuz on March 18th and are scheduled to stick around until September. And at the moment, they have the entire space station to themselves. Their Expedition 47 crewmates, Commander Tim Copra and flight engineers Tim Peake and Yuri Malenchenko, said goodbye more than a week ago, and we've still got a week before their oncoming crew launches to the space station. That's NASA's Kate Rubins, who is scheduled to launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan on July 6th, along with JAXA's Takuya Onishi and Roscosmos's Anatoly Ivanishin. Even after their launch, they'll spend another 2 days making the trip to the station and then dock late on July 8th. The crew members currently on board the station aren't taking it easy while they wait for the next arrival, however. They've got a full plate of activities scheduled for the day. Jeff Williams, for instance, has been helping to monitor work being done by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency on the ground. They've been maneuvering the robotic arm on their Kibo laboratory to do some work on the laboratory's porch. It's the external facility or exposed facility. And Williams has been keeping an eye on that work and ensuring that they have the camera views they need. He's also back at work today with the station's 3D printer. That's part of the 3D printing in zero-G technology demonstration, which, as the name would suggest, is aimed at demonstrating that a 3D printer works normally in space. That knowledge should prove very helpful in the future as we send humans farther into space and beyond the reach of easy resupply flights. And Williams is starting the first of 2 days today of work checking out the Sphere's satellites, making sure the hardware and systems of those bowling ball-sized, synchronized position, hold, engage, reorient experimental satellites, that's what Sphere stands for, is all in good working order for the upcoming Sphere's Zero Robotics competition, which will allow middle school students to test out programs they wrote themselves on the station's spheres to demonstrate. On the Russian side of the station, meanwhile, Oleg Skropochka and Alexei Ovchinin each have their own work for the day, with the hatch of the Russian Progress 62 cargo craft closed yesterday and ready for its undocking and redocking on Friday. Its final undocking on Saturday. Alexei Ovchinin is turning his focus now to packing the Progress 63 vehicle with its own load of trash and used supplies for its eventual undocking. And Oleg Skropochka is working on the seismoprognoz experiment, which is aimed at developing and validating techniques for monitoring the precursors of earthquakes, which could lead to a global earthquake prediction system. The station and Expedition 48 crew are currently orbiting 253 miles over the Atlantic Ocean, having just crossed over the United States and part of Canada, now reaching the topmost portion of this orbit around the Earth and beginning to head southeast towards the coast of Africa. Of space. Kibo is actually the largest laboratory that's part of the space station, and it includes a small airlock that opens onto the porch and can be used to transfer experiments from inside of the space station to the outside without astronauts needing to do a spacewalk.